All. This house will come to order. I, Vasu Saxena, and my co-anchor Ranvijay Singh feel honored to welcome you all to the third debate of BPS Summer Vacation English Debates 2020. The topic being debated today is school students should not be allowed to use social media. Now let me introduce the participants. In the proposition team, we have Himanshu Soni as the lead speaker. The second speaker is Ayush Rai, and the third speaker is Aditya Bharadwaj. The team comprises of the lead opposition speaker Krish Chapolia, second opposition speaker Kushagra Garg, and third opposition speaker Vatsal Gaur. On behalf of the House, I extend a warm welcome to our judges, Mrs. Nidhi Singh, Mrs. Ritu Dey, and Aryaman
Marks. Style includes impact, poise, conviction, audience contact will be 40 marks. Strategy includes organization of content, prioritization of arguments, teamwork, rebuttal, 20 marks. At the end of his speech, each speaker will face a maximum of 2 cross questions from the opposition team. The questions will be brief and unambiguous. The speaker must answer within 1 minute.
The enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Good evening to the August House. I, Himanshu Soni, is here with my team to make you ponder twice on the topic whether school students should be allowed to use social media or not. Nowadays, kids all around the world have surrounded themselves within the small world of social media and electronic gadgets as well. Students should not be allowed to use social media in the fact of aggression, hypertension, anxiety, which are common amongst nowadays children, but not earlier. Not more than 7 to 8 years ago, these terms were described as disorders, but nowadays it's too common. Students using social media are not indirectly and directly wasting their time, and they are also choosing their wrong idols which promote them to do bad.
Okay, so social media is a proof which shows that the world is revolving, a proof that the world is changing. A very good evening to all of you. Today I'm here to oppose the motion. The House believes that social media should not be allowed to use by the students. But as to oppose the motion, firstly, let me clearly define you social media. What is social media? So, social media is basically formed by the two words, social and media. Social. Social is basically an organization or a combination. And media is a platform for online interacting, a platform where all can gather together and communicate. And this together forms social media, a platform or a digital platform where everyone from the world can communicate, share their views, thoughts, inventions, etc. Now, today I'm here to prove that social media should be allowed to the students to use. So, the most important thing to include in it is the advantages. So, as to continue my thought in the beginning, let me explain you one of the advantages of social media, that is updated. Social media regularly updates the people as it contains all the latest information which is taking place in all over the world, not any particular country or a place. It contains the thoughts and inventions of all the people. And as you all know that it is very important to have a good practice of staying updated, knowing about the different things, new things. So in case of that, the best stage, I think no one can deny this fact, the best stage for learning.
But inappropriate things can change their mentality.
Arguments in support of the resolution.
Am I audible?
Yes, continue.
Social media is training us to compare our lives and not appreciating it, what we have and what we are. No matter why is every child always depressed. Good evening. I am here to support the motion and justify why social media is not for students. As my fellow friend Himanshu already told you about cyberbullying, I would like to broaden the term. Cyberbullying means to tease, demotivate, threaten people, especially students. After being bullied, the students mostly get depressed and often tend to commit suicide. No one of us would like to be bullied, and this is not good for us as we are just small children. And yeah, if you say that a child can be bullied physically also, let me tell you, there is another demerit of social media, that after using social media, the child kinds of become an introvert and doesn't like to interact with the others.
Now I invite the second speaker from the opposition put forth his case.
Thank you. So, before starting my argument, I'm not the one who say that you should stay on social media for 4 to 5 hours or more than that. Anything in excessive terms would harm you, and that's obvious. Social media is very important and gives us a lot of information, and I mean it, a lot of information. Secondly, how can we overlook the fact that social media is mainly the people within it? The people make social media a networking site or any interactive site like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat, etc. And keeping the points in mind that the lead speaker had brought us upon, I would like to give you some ways in which it proves that social media is way ahead of everything. First, social media makes us confident. So, a survey of Common Sense Media showed that 29% of teens who were using social media were tend to be less shy. Second, social media helps us make friends and stay connected. This gives you news faster than any broadcasting channel and makes you stay up to date with the world and keep on. So there are some examples too, like the first speaker already told, the Black Lives Matter incident, which was spread in social media like a wildfire. And we can say WWDC 2020, which happened day before yesterday. And yes, this is the Pride Month too, in case you didn't know that. Third, how can we deny the fact that this helps us make feel confident, relaxed, helpful, smart, and welcome?
Now is the turn of the third. Now is I call upon the third speaker of the proposition to extend the arguments in favor of the resolution.
Disconnect to connect. Good evening, respected principal sir, worthy judges, and all my dear friends. As my friends told you many facts that why social media is not good for students on supporting their ideas, I would like to tell you some more points. First of all, social media is addictive. Social media apps are made with very good UI and very interactive features to gain as much as attention they can. Nobody here can deny the fact that it is causing them mental and physical problems such as ADHD, FOMO, and anxiety and myopia. You can see most of the children in the classes now wear specs. It is because of the more time they are spending on social media. Secondly, social media is not safe. Social media is not safe for students as it invades users' privacy, collecting and selling their information. My friend Krish Chapolia stated that the content on Instagram or all the social media is appropriate, but the real fact is there are risks like being exposed to inappropriate content. My third point is social media leads to decreased concentration.
Now it's turn of the third speaker of the opposition to extend the arguments in opposition of the resolution.
Thank you. Social media is a platform where learning is unlimited. Respected principal sir, headmaster sir, and worthy judges. I'd like to start my speech by saying it has become very important right now for students to stay connected to peers. Students need to stay connected to their classmates, which they aren't right now. Students are connected to their teachers, which they are not. So I would like to say that social media allows them to connect to various sources, their teachers, their fellow classmates, and even more sources. I would like to say that they can get to know many people online through social media and start building connections. After social media has come to the limelight, it is very easy for people to follow famous personalities and influential peoples. Hence, students who have played a very important role, social media has played a very important role in connecting students to the people who they take inspiration from. Secondly, creative expression. Social media is a platform, a beautiful platform where you can express your thoughts. Many students in real life will be scared to express themselves, but through social media you can express yourself, your thoughts, with absolute liberty. There are many ways to express yourselves using blogs, articles, images, etc.
Thank you. Do you have any questions, proposition?
Yes, I have.
Please go ahead.
My worthy opponent stated in his speech that the social media helps in enhancing the creativity skills and it should be used by teens. Am I right?
Yes, I did.
So first of all, the topic was that school-going students and not teenagers only go to school. They are small toddlers, and then the 10 to 7 to 8 years or 10 years ago kids. Then it comes the teenagers. And secondly, you told that it enhances the creativity skills. I would like to tell you, it doesn't enhance it kills the creativity skills because creativity skills come from thinking and not only just searching in your fingertips and getting the results. So if you are stated that it enhances the creativity skills, can you please elaborate that? How?
See what I meant? Social media. There's a lot of things to learn from social media. You don't know there are millions of pages that teaches us many new things. And what I meant by in enhancing our skill set was like you want to learn a skill. Suppose you want to learn something, then you can go on social media, learn how to do it, and maybe increase your productivity on it. So I'd like to state that the social media sites, even like Wikipedia, even
30
YouTube.
seconds.
YouTube helps us in learning new things. I mean, everyone has used YouTube to learn new things and stuff like that. So that's my answer to that.
I would like to clear my friend that YouTube and Google is not social media, is actually search engine. So Google,
Actually,
Chrome and all are search engines, they're not social media. Social media we often refer to as Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, etc. etc.
see, it doesn't. I know you referred to that, but what is social media? Social media, by experts, it said that social media is a platform where you can express yourself. So people are expressing yourselves on YouTube, and maybe creating their own websites. So basically, social media, social networking is also a part of.
Thank you, proposition lead speaker. Now I invite the lead speaker of the opposition to sum up his team's arguments and further strengthen the case against the motion.
We can't ask
Um,
question this time.
yes.
We can't ask a question.
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, sorry.
So coming towards the final conclusion. Firstly, I would like to once again include one of the thought of my second speaker that we are not the one to include that what is good or what is bad. We are not forcing anyone to use social media for 4 to 5 hours. Nothing is good in the large quantity. But one thing what I want to include in my speech that as the proposition is continuously speaking that you have to focus on the topic is about the students. So one thing I also want to include the students in the students category. There are various social media sites on which the age criteria are 13 years or 12 years, and I think students are of 13 years and 12 years. And one of the speaker of a proposition also included that what about the first class students? But my worthy opposition, a first class students would never get a mobile. A parent would never allow his student to give him a mobile phone, or if even he is giving a mobile phone, the parents are very much strict at that age because they are well aware about the different incidents taking place in all over the world. So how can you say that a first class boy will just going to continue with that social media sites and all? A parent would never leave a first class student alone. Now thirdly, it was also included that the social media sites make a student less creative. Who says the social media makes a child less creative? That's not the matter. Actually, social media contains the ideas. If I have a good idea about something, or if I have a new invention, I can just express my thoughts and views on that social media site. And if others will go through my invention, they can just try to be updated. They can just update the particular invention and they can just discover all over the world. And one more argument was there on the YouTube, that YouTube could not be the social media site. But what about the comments? In the comments, there are various views of different people, and that's all.
Here comes the end of the debate. Now, I would like to request our first judge, Mrs. Nidhi Singh, to speak a few words.
Thank you. At the onset, I would like to thank Jaskaran sir and his team for giving me this opportunity to be a part of such an exciting event. It was actually a challenge to be a judge. I congratulate the debaters on performing so well. Personally, I found the performances to be of high standards with a dose of signposting, rich content, and rebuttal. With such a relevant topic, the debate indeed was an enriching experience for us all. Every medium of communication is engaging and brings with it certain exposure and anxiety. Similarly, social media is no different. Technology is the new language. All we need to do is to learn this new language without prejudices and presumptions. Social media can be a great tool for learning and interface between real world and real world. At the end, my good wishes to all the participants, the anchors who did a marvelous job, and every person who contributed in making this debate a success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like to request our second judge, Mrs. Ritu Dev, to speak a few words. Ma'am, please.
Right. Thank you so much, boys. And I really enjoyed this experience. This was my second time. And thank you so much, Jaskaran sir, for allowing me to be a part of this debate as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this debate, and I have actually taken down notes because I could see that the boys, they have spent some time on internet doing their research. They have practiced so well, and they were able to present even during these times when most of the parents are also struggling with this challenge of social media. They have at least done their bit to find out what is wrong and what is right for them. And as one of the participants said very well, that it is up to us. We are old enough to know that what is right for us and what is wrong for us. So this is a very balanced thing that we should be using. And yes, I would also like to congratulate all the participants here who have done their bit, who have presented so well, the anchors especially, because they usually do not have a role to play, but they are the ones who tie this entire conversation.
Now I would like to request our third judge, Mrs. Varsha Ratta, to speak a few words.
Yeah, thank you very much, all of you, for inviting me as a judge. I would just say, you all have done very nicely. I mean, you have performed very nicely. And as it says, don't believe everything you read on internet. So it's important for us to understand what we have to, take from what we read on internet. As the speaker said, and ma'am also said that. But there are certain points I would like to put across. And these are, number one, when you're speaking, when you're sitting and you're speaking on a digital media platform, you have to, restrict your movements when you're speaking. This goes to all the speakers. A lot of movement creates a lot of disturbance. So this is just a point I would like to mention. I hope you'll incorporate it in the next debate or any other activity you participate in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request Principal Sir to say a few words.
Matter. First of all, on behalf of my behalf and the school behalf, I must first of all I welcome our judges, the parent judges. There's nothing like parent judges. The judges who are from the parent fraternity. It's so nice that you have joined. And it's a very difficult time since last more than about 3 months or so. We all are in the same platform, and all are we are all sailing in the same boat. And these are the ways that we can, we are all approaching or we are in the new normal situation. The actual normal will never. Undoubtedly, social media is one of the best platform for learning. And also social media, so if you abuse social media, obviously, like a lot of hate speech, which, whenever there is some kind of violence or communal riot or some kind of thing, the hate speech actually, it goes like anything. And there have been the regulations, there have been a lot of your statutory things which the government has developed also. Remember, for information of all the students here, that whatever you share in your social media, let us say WhatsApp, okay, let me tell you that there is an agency, there is a government agency which is monitored. And I once again I thank the parents, Mrs. Ritu Day and Mrs. Nidhi, for joining this. Your presence is really a great encouragement, madam. Okay, and I thank Mr. Jaskaran and all the boys. You have done very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I congratulate all the debaters on their performances. This debate is now